We're going to take a first break. We've got some callers on the line. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show. We're going to get to your calls and your texts afterwards. If you've got a question for Mayor Dermody, the Liquor Vault on-air line is 219-362-0522. We're going to get to your questions right after this break. Keep it here on 96.7 The Eagle.
Ben Conowitz here, LaPorte Seamless Gutter, 219-362-9972. You know, fall is here, and that means leaves and debris for your gutter system. We've got 3 separate types of gutter guard for your home. Leaves and debris come in all shapes and sizes. We don't need a one-size-fits-all for your gutter. Give us a call today for a free estimate at 219-362-9972, or you can visit us on the web, www.lpseamless.com.
There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too. From pizzas and sandwiches to salads and pasta. Get a taste of variety when you place your order at your local Domino's in LaPorte or Michigan City. Order online, through the app, or call into your local Domino's store. And now with Domino's new Carside Delivery, you can stay in your car when you place your carry-out order online at Domino's.com, and they'll carry your order to your car contact-free. Look for the 50% off Carside Delivery deals at Domino's.com. This look at the forecast brought to you by M&R Upholstery, your go-to for reupholstery work since 1974. Locally owned and operated, turning your old into new. Commercial and residential with local pickup and delivery at 613 Andrew Avenue in LaPorte.
Michiana weather.
Cloudy this afternoon with a chance for scattered rain showers. High of 49, north winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Slight chance for scattered showers again tonight, 42. From the Weather Center at HometownNewsNow.com. Right now, 47.
Thank you for tuning in to Sound Off. You can now text or email your questions directly to the studio. Call or text 362-0522 or email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is Sound Off.
Welcome back to Sound Off. Glad to have you with us today. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show for his monthly foray on Sound Off, hoping to get some good questions from you. The lines are open. Let's get to our first caller. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for calling. Thanks for waiting. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Good afternoon, Mayor. Thanks for coming on the air.
Great to hear from you again today, twice in one day.
Hey, I'm not scared of anybody elected, and you know that. My question is, from a business standpoint, using no one, and again, I repeat, regardless of what the county commissioners and everybody else tells you in elected offices, no one's saying the employees do not deserve a raise. You got to keep them up. You got to keep up with everybody else. But from a business standpoint, using short-term money, one-time infusion, has anybody thought with this inflationary economy we got, what happens if all of a sudden the assessed valuation falls 20, 30% in a couple of years? Are you guys prepared to make strong budgetary cuts in other areas to make sure we can maintain the infrastructure and keep the people happy in their jobs?
Sure. Thanks, Steve. And yeah, that's a tough decision. Who knows what happens if there's another 2008? And I want to be clear right now, with the funding that we receive, there's not enough to maintain our sidewalks and streets right now. There wasn't enough to maintain our police and fire. And to be honest, it's difficult when you have $100 million of water and wastewater problems due to old, 100-year-old infrastructure. There's not enough money there. And so we will address that. We're preparing ourselves to do that. But number one, it's also how do we grow our assessment? How do we expand our community and really make sure we're focused on residents, providing services for only residents, and if they're not residents, how to make them become residents.
All right, we've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show. If you have a question, let us know, 219-362-0522. You can call or text. We got some callers coming in. Let's get to another caller. Thank you so much for calling. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Hey, Nate, Mayor Tom Dermody. Thanks for taking my call. Back in 1996 to 97, on the LaPorte County Solid Waste District Board, we had identified 15 areas that were suited for landfills in LaPorte County. At that time, we did not know, as guests on the board, anybody from the public can come on and go through the surveys and find out where the creeks were, the ponds, anything wet, any place that has homes, and how to start out a landfill of 400 acres. Now, with you sitting on, you would be one of the members on the LaPorte County Solid Waste District boards that would make that decision to have a landfill within the borders of LaPorte County, and that would be south of anything from Highway 2 running east and west down south to the Kankakee River.
So-
Where do you stand on that, Tom? If that question comes up and you have to take a vote, where do you stand? Would you approve having a landfill put in LaPorte County? Because they're closing all around us, and that's why the South District was formed.
All right.
Why they formed that district? Because of the fact that
Sure.
they don't know why they're being cut out of services. This is the reason why you cut out the home subdivision schools, and that we have open land for
right.
landfills.
All right.
well,
What's your
great,
opinion
Tom.
on
Thank
this, Mayor Dermody?
So yeah, no, I would not support a landfill. I think a lot has happened. We need to find as much recycling and options that we can have. Obviously, when things come from solid waste and they move on their way, and you see China rejecting a lot of those containers that are coming, we need to see what we can do recycling wise and make the most use of the product we're shipping out.
All right, let's get to another caller here. Thank you so much for calling. Thanks for waiting. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Yes, good afternoon, Tom.
Good
Got a
afternoon.
quick question about all the ARP money and the sidewalks out in the general area of the public. I had a little boy last year out in front of my property that in the city here that fell and did a lot of damage to his face. Right out here where I had requested here probably 5 years ago to have a sidewalk replaced in front of my house, that they never did. And that would have saved this little boy from extreme pain of having to have the skin chafed off his face. Now, that to me should have been somewhat of a priority on this ARP money instead of just, granted, the town looks beautiful, but the residential area sucks. I mean, the sidewalks, some of the areas are raised 12 inches because of trees pushing the concrete up and the concrete deteriorating. Some of this concrete around here is only 2 to 3 inches thick at the most. And years ago, the city was mandated responsibility of the sidewalks and to repair and replace them. That should have been priority number one with the ARP money.
It's a good question. What is
absolutely? And if you want to stay on, I'd love to know where sidewalks are allowed to be used in the ARP money, because they're not, and we've not been able to fight it. You've got water, sewer, broadband, but I'm not sure how you could justify using ARP money.
Is the
for
hope
sidewalks.
that in the infrastructure bill that the Congress is talking about right now, is there hope that maybe
Correct.
some money will be in that?
And one thing I've learned here about the sidewalk. So before that court case that they're talking about, residents were responsible for their sidewalks. The city had no involvement or responsibility. Then the court case happened many years ago, and the courts basically told the city of LaPorte, the people are no longer going to pay for their sidewalks. You're not going to receive money, new money to repair the sidewalks or build new, but you're going to be responsible. So we now have close to a $20 million sidewalk problem where we have to spend $50,000 a year. We're looking outside the box how to maximize whatever dollars we can get to get as many sidewalks done, but it's a problem. Just like our roads, we have $30 million or more in road issues right now where we get maybe $1.8 million a year. I would love to do the sidewalks, and we're looking at different ways, but people don't want to pay for them. They don't want to go back for residents paying for the sidewalks. So we're in a tough situation because I feel for the young man that fell, this young child. I feel for the seniors, the elderly. We hear about them, but they're happening all over the city. And while they've made strides, we need to make a big impact on our sidewalks and commitment that will solve a lot of these problems. And that's what I'm working on. But again, let's remember, city wasn't responsible, residents were. The court case happens, the city is then responsible and giving no funding to get them done. So it was a unique time.
All right, let's get to some texts here coming through. At the Board of Works meeting 3 weeks ago, Code Enforcement Director Jeff Batchelor said something about going after occupied houses with water that has been turned off. How can he be aware of those houses without violating the privacy and constitutional rights of the water department customers?
Well, he's not going into there. He's receiving calls from families that are rentals, and that are living without water. Can they help? Can they do something? Because Jeff does so much work with code enforcement of helping people that are living in inhumane conditions and don't have an idea of where to turn, where to go for help. And Jeff, without putting it all over social media every single day, he goes out and quietly, he and his team help people to a better life and solve the issues together. He's not just there fining people. He is quietly just helping people to get a better life.
Yeah, and I also want to comment on that the water department's system is very advanced as well. It can tell where they have a break in about any inch of the city. So it can also probably tell some of that stuff.
And can I give props to Courtney Partheniou, the clerk treasurer?
No, sorry.
I mean, with this new system, if someone has a big run of water that's not normal as well, they use that to contact the people to say, hey, do you have a leak?
Yep.
And help deal with that.
All right, here's another question. I would like to see the police and fire sign a contract after their other contract. Sorry, I'm trying to improve the grammar of some of this, so that they cannot leave LaPorte until they reach 10 years employment with our city. So essentially, if you give them more money, make them sign a longer term contract, or they will have to pay back the cost of training.
Well, and again, we've looked at in the past, even when I was in the legislature, of communities that were saying, hey, if you leave, within a certain amount of time, 2 years, 3 years, you have to pay it back, but it's just not legal. It can't be done. And again, if you're a fire or policeman and the city of LaPorte did that, you can go make more money elsewhere and not have to sign anything. It's difficult to make it work.
Let's do one more text question before our break, then we'll get to our caller after break. Good afternoon, Mayor Dermody. Are the plans still on the table to turn Lincoln Way in the downtown district into one lane in each direction with angled parking? Did you happen to notice how congested Lincoln Way was last August when NDOT shut down lanes in each direction to replace manhole covers?
100%. To reduce the lanes in the city, provide a option of the corridor. And I just had Randy Novak and I just met this past week 2 weeks ago for lunch downtown outside so he could see firsthand. And I appreciate Randy sitting to visit with me to look at options to see all the truck traffic and how congested just at noon it is on Lincoln Way.
For those listeners that may not know, Randy Novak is the LaPorte County Council president. All right, we're going to take another quick break, our final break of the day, and then get back to your calls and your questions. We've got some text questions. We've got some Facebook questions. If you have a question for Mayor Dermody, the Liquor Ball on-air line is 219-362-0522. Hey, thank you so much for listening today. Keep listening and keep it right here on 96.7 The Eagle.
Tire sale on now at both Cannon's locations. Brands like Michelin, Hankook, Hercules, and Cooper. Rebates of up to $160. Free alignment inspection and schedule your fall tune-up, oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and winter-ready inspection, all for $56.02. Don't wait weeks for auto repairs. Same-day appointments available. See the experts at Cannon Automotive. 2 great locations, 710 Tyler and 909 Boyd Boulevard. Go further with Cannon's Automotive.
A life worth celebrating should be honored in a fashion fitting for the personality. At Haverstock, they build a service around the life story of your loved one. Here's Richard Weiss, owner of Haverstock Funeral Home.
At Haverstock Funeral Home, let me personalize your family's life story. Life celebrations can be a fisherman, a golfer, love Christmas, enjoy the casinos having our slot machine on display, a baker, car mechanic, or even an Elvis impersonator. We do it all for you to keep the memory of your loved one with you forever. Please visit our Facebook page to see what we're doing.
Haverstock Funeral Home and Cremation Service, portraying the life story of your loved one. Learn more at haverstockfuneralhome.com or stop by 602 Maple Avenue, LaPorte.
October is Fire Safety Month, and Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. Right now, all Kidde safety products are 11% off. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through October 30th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're still waiting to get the COVID-19 vaccine, here's a request from everyone who's been vaccinated. Join us. Join us at our kids' birthday parties. Join us at that new restaurant.
Join us at the ball game. Join us at your nearest vaccination clinic.
Where you can walk in today, no appointment needed, and get your shot. Find your clinic at ourshot.in.gov. A message from the Indiana Department of Health asking you to join us.
Sponsored by the Indiana Department of Health, aired in cooperation with this station.
Look at all the things I've collected over the years in here, Dave.
Why, Dad?
So you'll have many things to remember me by, and, I'm sure you can use it all someday.
But, Dad, I can't use all these things.
Yeah, but just think, it's all yours someday.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Dad. Is that a bumper I see buried with this stuff?
Oh, hey, yeah, I believe it's your mom's 1976 Pinto. And again, it's going to be yours someday.
Do you have things you don't need or want anymore? Are you tired of seeing things that you thought was a good idea to buy and then turn around and put it away in some corner of your garage? Well, you're in luck. At 96.7 The Eagle, we can help by reading your garage, rummage, estate, or yard sale during Tradio. All you need to do is visit hometownnewsnow.com, click on the Submit tab, and fill out the form, and we'll contact you for the payment. It's that simple. Of course, we do accept debit and credit cards for payment. So listen weekdays at 9:45 for your sale to be read live on 96.7 The Eagle, and check out the listings at hometownnewsnow.com.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
Welcome back, friends, to our final segment of Sound Off. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show, 219-362-0522. We got some questions on Facebook and callers coming in and text. We'll get to as many as we can. I need the mayor to go as quick as he can with his answering. I know this is hard for him, but we need to do this. All right, let's get to your question online or on the phone. Welcome to the show. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Hi, Tom.
Yes, sir.
You been by Lucky Bar lately?
Lucky Bar. I've not. I guess this weekend I drove by.
Sidewalk. They're on the corner.
Yes.
Terrible.
Horrible. Agreed.
I don't know why it's been like that for a year or so, 2 years. I don't know. Something needs to be done about it.
And I appreciate and I hope the residents are prepared to, if together I want sidewalks done, and if you want sidewalks done together, you will support what it's going to take to get them done.
All right, here's a question we received through text. I don't recall any paving done in LaPorte this year. If not, why not? And will there be any streets repaved next year?
Yes, and in fact, we are waiting for our last year, we paved quite a few streets. We then put our money so we can double the funds that we do have with community crossings from the state, and they will match those dollars. And so our hope is we're still waiting on approval on their match and then start paving again next spring.
All right, let's get to another caller. Thank you so much for calling and listening to the show. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Yeah, my question is, you say you want to improve the triangle in downtown with Jefferson Avenue and such, but I just went today to see about getting the grant for help to pay replace my windows, and I was told you're not even participating in it anymore.
Okay, that's not true. We just approved some at the last Board of Works meeting, made some adjustments. Maybe the funding has been completed, but Board of Works just brought that up. So
she can call you, right, if she has a question about that?
Absolutely, right? Call City Hall.
All right, here's some questions from Facebook. Thank you so much for listening on our Facebook listeners today. Are they keeping the dog park on Michigan Avenue?
Correct, and it's wide open. Look at what's been a problem for 20-some years and look at it today. The houses are down, the apartments are getting improved, affordable housing, so people have a place to live.
Tom, is the city still doing the dumpsters?
They ran out of funds, but people can sponsor for some. I think it's $350. Contact Jeff Batchelor, 219-775-3610. Would love to continue the dumpster program, but it met its funding.
Having grown up along 18th Street, I want to congratulate Mayor Dermody on completing the #1 issue in the 1971 city election, Zimmerman versus Smith, sidewalks along Kessling School. Congratulations on that.
Wow, we're a little behind the times, but great job, everybody, and Healthcare Foundation. Without them, this doesn't happen.
Another question here from Facebook. What is going on with the corridor?
Well, we are waiting on the infrastructure bill to see what happens at a federal level. Nick Minnick has continued to move forward on a route that will not, what's the proper term here, involve removal of families or running a corridor right through someone's home.
We've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show today, and if you have a question, we have a couple minutes left. The Liquor Ball on-air line is 219-362-0522. Feel free to call or text us. There's another question on Facebook. Tom, Mayor Tom, does the city have to take care of the alleys? Because we have potholes that vehicles are getting caught in during the wintertime.
The city, up and through my administration, once they eliminated the trash pickup in the alleyways, the city did not manage or take care of the alleys. I think we're going to have to relook at that situation. But again, we have to look at sidewalks and roads first. So that is also on the table, which is a great challenge for any of us in administration in the city of LaPorte to get all this done.
Let's talk a little bit about Newport Landing. You've got the apartments that are coming along. I don't know when the first ones will be moved into, by the end of the year or early next year. Is that right?
I think early next year and hopefully sooner than that, but we're excited.
You've got 7-Eleven being built, and right across the street you got the new Aldi, correct?
We have a West Side Grocer, correct?
No, come on, you've announced it. It's been announced.
I don't know if I've used that term.
Stop playing coy with me, Dermody. You've announced it. There's a new Aldi coming to Newport Landing.
We need a West Side Grocer, and we're working
That's what I was going to ask.
Hard.
What about the people over on the west side that want a grocer on that side? How can you, as a mayor, attract development over there?
Well, continuing to clean up LaPorte. Bert Cook from LEAP, our economic development, has been contacting, and he and I have been on the phone, meeting with different organizations or groups that could lead to a West Side Grocer. Rural King is doing their part as they own that strip mall. And remember, people are now saying, hey, you haven't filled it up. You haven't filled it up. Look where it was for years. Look what the parking lot looked like. Rural King is there. We've stabilized some other tenants that have been there, Dunham's and so forth. And we want, number one, is a West Side Grocer.
So, again, I want to talk a little bit about development. We've got Mayor Dermody on the show. Give me a new business that's coming into town. Come on.
Well, did you just see next door? Here's Zorro's, a Mediterranean. Then we have Maple and Rye. If you haven't checked that out on Michigan,
that's good stuff.
It's a variety. Plus the base of restaurant, Downtown Delights, and then we also in Thomas Rose. If anybody hasn't been out to our industrial park, check out the building, the spec building that we took a chance on. If you build it, they will come, and we expect hopefully to announce complete usage of that first building, and hopefully an expansion of 150,000 square feet to add on there as well.
And Patrick Industries is coming in there, correct?
Amazing leader in the manufactured housing, RV industry. That's who we're going for, the top in each of the industries, and they have set a great standard. And when you look at the jobs that we've created, and it's maybe not our goals on the amount of jobs, but we said we want a minimum of $20 an hour, and right now in the last year it's been $23 on average per hour of the jobs that were created, so we're very excited.
All right, Mayor Dermody, I did get chastised a little bit on the text that says that's Mayor Dermody to you. So I should probably call you Mayor Dermody and not Tommy.
I've been called worse.
I know,
me.
right? Yeah. But anyway, what else can our listeners know, or what else do they need to know from you right now?
You know, the budget it's just been completed, and everybody worked extremely hard there. Roads, sidewalks, infrastructure, looking at new ways to do things, how to fund them. But please tell our police and fire that you're thankful for that. They are staying in our community. We're excited about that. We're addressing the drugs. Had a great drug arrest here of fentanyl, which is a problem coming from outside the United States, and it's finding its way here. When you talk from Chicago to Detroit and the roads that the toll road 94, and that's a travel for many of the mules that are coming here. But I want to give shout out to the sheriff and his team and the FAST team and the drug resource team, all working together. And we've developed a street crime unit and Chief Breton really made that a priority, and it's a never-ending battle, but I don't accept that we can't win it, and that's what I'm told every day.
One final question again for you. What's up with, and this is not my word, okay?
Yes.
What's up with the Don George mess?
Well, we're just waiting to knock it down. We should have bids coming back to us, hopefully at Board of Works, and we can still get that unsafe building down that really for years someone had an opportunity to buy, do something with it, develop it. We're doing it our way, and just because we accepted bids doesn't mean we have to take the bids. And I know you're going to cut me off, so I want to say my cell is 363-7293. You can text me, call me. I'll get back to you if I don't, or follow Tom Dermody or City of LaPorte Facebook page. And thank you for the time. This was how I'd like to do it.
I want to thank Mayor Tom Dermody for being on the show again today for our October conversation. I'm sure Mayor Dermody will be back in November. He's on again tomorrow morning on the Morning Mayhem. If you want to call, if you want to listen there, I'm sure he'll have even more information, or just regurgitate the information you're hearing now, because that just happens with politicians. But again, I want to thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Your questions are great. Keep listening to 96.7 The Eagle, and be good to yourself and be good to others. Have a good day.
Thank you for joining